Yo, what's good? It's your boy Hard8, the truth for YouTube. Your favorite commentator's favorite commentator. Yeah. What's up, people? What's happening? You already know the deal. Check everything down below in the description. And if you like Any Given Sunday podcast and you want Any Given Sunday podcast to continue, check out the Patreon. That'll also be down below in the description. It's that easy. You dig? Now, this is going to be my response to Kid Smooth's video. Is Spider-Man hype due to its exclusivity to PlayStation? That shit funny to me. What is going on, man? What is going on? Now, if you didn't know, if you're not on Twitter, he's been on this campaign to try to, kill the hype, or I don't know, but he's been on Twitter for weeks now asking the dumbest fucking questions he can think of about this Spider-Man. Would you be hyped if it wasn't exclusive for PS4? Would you be hyped if it was done by Activision? This, that, and the third. Like, this is the corporate slave in this man that's killing him. He knows that PlayStation is about to have another banger that the Xbox haven't had in who knows how long. I mean, Crackdown, where you at? I can't see you. Are you ever going to release? Like, he knows it's about to smash shit, and the corporate slave in him, it's killing him. His feelings are hurt. His pussy is bleeding. It just is. Now, what I don't understand about Smooth, it seems to me that he don't really understand Spider-Man. Now, I got a lot of history with Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes. I've been playing Spider-Man games since the early 90s with Spider-Man for Sega Genesis. Spider-Man the arcade game. Remember that? It was a beat 'em up, and then it would shrink small and turn into a side-scrolling shooting game. I remember that Spider-Man game? That joint was hot too. They need to bring that back out. Spider-Man and X-Men, Spider-Man the animated series. Spider-Man was one of my favorite characters on Marvel superheroes, and he continues to be my favorite character on any of those fighting games he's in. So, I've been fucking with Spider-Man in the animated series. Oh man, it's up there with X-Men. It's up there with Batman. It's great. It's great. Smooth seems to not understand that Spider-Man is one of the most popular superheroes in the world. This is what he does not seem to understand. And if it's Spider-Man behind a good product, guess what? People are going to be hyped, and people are going to go out and buy it and support it. Think back to the movies, because he also mentioned, he left out like how popular the movies are. You know what I mean? I don't know if he left it out on purpose or he just doesn't know. But before Spider-Man 2002, you had a bunch of Spider-Man low-budget bullshit movies that nobody cared about, nobody wanted to see. They were terrible, so nobody supported them. Then finally, in 2002, we got Spider-Man, a big-budget movie. Smooth, did you not know that that movie at the time had the biggest opening weekend ever, with 114 million in a single weekend? Why did it have one of the biggest openings ever? Because Spider-Man is very, very popular, and people finally got a big budget, good looking movie that they can go see. So they went out in droves and they supported it. The Spider-Man franchise as a movie has been very successful. Now, you might not like the movies that well, the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3, and things like that, but they are always successful at the box office because Spider-Man is very popular. So when they show these trailers, these movies look very good, they're big budget, people want to go see them. Now, he started to mention the games. Now, in his mind, he believes that the hype is solely due because it's exclusive to PS4. Fuck looking at the gameplay and the game actually look fucking decent. It looks amazing. Fuck all that. It's only because it's exclusive to PS4. Now, in my opinion, Insomniac is not the best developer. You know what I mean? They're more like a B tier for me. But that doesn't negate the fact that when you look at the gameplay, it looks great. Now, you can remove what console it's coming from, who made it, and all of that shit, and just look at the gameplay, and you will be like, damn, this shit looks great. It looks amazing. Now, he started to bring up the sales of shitty Spider-Man games and the review scores, like Edge of Time and Web of Shadows and things like that. And yes, it were published by Activision, but they were made by, B, C level development teams. This is why these games were garbage. The best rated Spider-Man game was Spider-Man 2. It had like an 80 overall. Now, that is loved by millions of gamers. Yes, it has an 80 Metacritic, but did you ever think that game might be underrated? Now, you can run around and say games are overrated, so shouldn't games be able to also be underrated? It could just be an underrated game. Who knows? You understand? I never played it. Xbox gamers, you looking for a deal? You're looking for a sale? Well, I got you covered. Come on, let's check it out. Over here at SCD Key, we have you covered, all you Xbox gamers. Come on, what you want? Forza Horizon 3, Halo Wars 2, Forza 7, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves? Nah, I know what you want. You want a $50 gift card. Well, it's quite easy. All you got to do is click on more details, buy now, and it's going to take you to this page. Make sure you don't forget to add the promotional code, which is HG3. Hit apply, and you get an additional discount. Come on, man. You can't ask for nothing more now, can you? Also, if you buy software, your promotional code is HG10. So make sure you check it out and enjoy your day, everybody. But what I'm saying is, it's loved by many. Most people say that's one of the best Spider-Man games ever. So, I tend to believe my gamers to a certain extent. You did. But what you don't realize, Smooth, is that the reason why nobody went out and bought Web of Shadows and Edge of Time is because they were garbage games. I mean, it seems to me that he wants people to support garbage. Like, hold up, so what if the game's preview garbage, the gameplay was garbage, the reviews are garbage, the review scores are garbage? So what? It's Spider-Man, you should have went out and bought it. No, Smooth, it doesn't work like that. People want quality product. So when you give people quality product, they usually tend to buy it. You dig? They usually tend to buy it. Now, if these games were good, I can guarantee you they would have done very well. They would have done well. This Spider-Man PS4, it looks great. Yes, it's done by Insomniac. But you can see that it is a big budget game that we all been waiting for when it comes to Spider-Man. And it's being backed by Marvel themselves, who is hitting it out the park with the movies that they've been releasing. You understand what I'm saying? They gave it to Sony because they know Sony do single player games well. They knew that it would be done well. Period. They knew that it would be done well, and plus it's Sony. They had the rights to the Spider-Man, so of course they're going to go with their platform first, but they know that it's in good hands. I mean, the same thing is going to probably happen if we ever get a decent Superman game by a AAA studio. A big budget Superman game. The same thing is going to happen. It's probably going to be a lot of hype around this game. Why? Because it's Superman, another very, very popular superhero. What you going to do then? Go back and bring up sales and reviews for Superman 64 and Superman Returns on the 360 and be like, y'all only hype because it's coming to PlayStation. Why y'all ain't go buy Superman 64? Why y'all ain't play Superman Returns? Because those games are garbage. This Spider-Man is high quality, AAA. Of course people is hype. I don't think it has anything to do with the platform. He had a nerve to mention Sunset Overdrive. Like, Sunset Overdrive was done by Insomniac. Why ain't nobody go out and buy an Xbox for Sunset Overdrive? Why didn't nobody run out and buy the more expensive console for one game? Everybody doesn't run out and buy a console for one game. Everybody doesn't do that. And then Sunset Overdrive doesn't look nowhere near as good as Spider-Man. And it ain't gonna be. I know that for a fact because Sunset Overdrive is boring and repetitive. It's good for like the first 2 hours and then it gets repetitive and boring. And the story is cliched like a motherfucker. You can pretty much predict the story. It's really not that great of a game, in my opinion. But why would you think people was going to run out and get an Xbox for Sunset Overdrive? Really? Really, dog? First of all, that's a new IP that nobody don't know anything about. This is Spider-Man we're talking about. This is a lot of people's childhood and things like that. We love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a very popular superhero. Nobody bought them trash-ass games because they were garbage. It doesn't matter who published it or who developed it. If it's garbage, we don't want it. We want this Spider-Man because it looks great. Remove Insomniac. Remove the exclusivity. Remove all of that and just look at the gameplay. This looks like an amazing game for one of the most popular superheroes in the world. Nigga, we sold. Period. And like I said, if this ever was a case with Superman, what are you going to do then? Go back and, like I said, look at the reviews of Superman 64 and Superman Returns for the 360 and then say, oh, y'all wasn't hyped for this. Y'all didn't go out and get this. Nobody played this. Nobody cared about this. Of course they didn't because it's trash. Nobody cared about Edge of Time and Web of Shadows because they were garbage games. And we damn sure don't care about the movie tie-ins. And I went out and bought Spider-Man 3 for the 360. Day fucking one. I got that game day one. You can go look at my motherfucking achievements. Well, matter of fact, it is on my achievements, but I didn't have internet at that time because that came out May 07. I didn't get on the internet until June 07. But I can take a screenshot of my achievements. You would see I got that game when it came out. It was garbage. Listen, the hype for Spider-Man has nothing to do with it being exclusive to PlayStation. Why is people hyped? For one, it has a AAA budget. You know what I mean? Compared to the last few Spider-Man games. You know, Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I beat, 1, and the rest of the games. They all had low budget, low tier development teams, rushed to market, a bunch of issues. It's Activision at that. But people are hyped for this one because it's a AAA, it has a AAA budget. It's being done by a respectable studio. You understand what I'm saying? And besides that, the gameplay looks amazing. And plus Marvel is back in this game. It has nothing to do with the platform. If this was the same game exclusive to Xbox, I can guarantee it would have been a system seller. At this point in time too, when you got the S that's very cheap and then you got the X, it would have been a system seller. People are excited for this game because it's Spider-Man on a AAA budget by a respectable development team. Fuck what console it's exclusive to, that doesn't matter. The console it's on doesn't matter. I would have the same hype if this shit was on Xbox. And it looked the way it looked, and it probably would look better because of the X. Nigga, the hype would be the same. So no, the reason why nobody bought those old games because they were trash. You could see the Metacritic score yourself. It's like you expected people to support trash. No thank you. No thank you, player. It's garbage. Them old games were garbage. Yes, we are very hyped. We know Sony does single-player games well. This is not no multiplayer game. This is single player. It's not based on a movie. A respectable development team with a AAA budget. I know that's why I'm excited. But like I said, you can remove all of that. Act like you don't know none of that and look at the gameplay itself. Look at the previews you've been shown. Look at all of the demos you've been shown. Look at all of that. Fuck any of the name tags. Look at all of that and you'll see that the game looks amazing. It is what it is. You're just going to have to deal with it. You're going to buy it probably, and you're going to love it. Period. If you be real with yourself. I mean, the verdict is still out if it's going to be good as far as like the story goes and all that. The gameplay looks amazing, but as far as the story goes and all that, we don't know yet. But based off the gameplay, it looks amazing, and that's enough to warrant a buy for a lot of people, especially when it's one of the most popular superheroes in the world. This is Spider-Man we're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? This is Spider-Man. This ain't Hawkeye or somebody. This is Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Remove all the logos. Remove what console's exclusive to. And judge it off of that gameplay. Does that gameplay look amazing? Yes, it do. Stop it. Give a fuck what console it's on. That shit look amazing. Just like when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. It looked good. I wanted to play it, so I got an Xbox to play it. You dig? Even though I knew it was coming to Sony, sooner or later, I ain't feel like waiting. But, and that's just me personally. Everybody's not like that, but I'm just talking about myself. Other than that, the hype is real because it's Spider-Man and it looks amazing. That's all I gotta say. Relax. Relax, corporate slave. Anyway, this your boy Hard8. I'm out of here. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Also, check out the Patreon. It's your boy Hard8. I'm gone. Deuces.
Hey! Hey! New shoes on the Range Rover, good with mine. Yeah, motherfuckers act like I